What's going on, everybody? It's Nice Pants Lance. Today I am here with the 2019 Triumph Speed Twin, and I'm going to show you how to install a Kaoko Throttle stabilizer. A lot of modern Triumphs come with cruise control, but the Speed Twin doesn't come with it, and I do use this bike to travel long distances, so I wanted to give the cruise control a try. Unfortunately, because there's no factory electronic cruise control as an option, getting a throttle lock is the best way to go. And I've tried the Atlas throttle lock on another motorcycle and I did not like it, so I wanted to try this style of twist lock. This was a little over $100, so I hope this works. The only tools you're going to need for this job is a 4mm Allen for this end bolt and a 5mm Allen for the bar end mirror that needs to be taken off. The only other Allen is a smaller one that actually comes in the bag with the part. So first, take your 4mm Allen and undo this end bolt. Next, take your 5mm Allen and remove this bar end mirror. Next, you want to remove this stock plastic ring and install your larger thrust washer with the number side facing out. Next, you want to install the thinner thrust washer with the number side facing out. After that, take your Kaoko friction ring and install the bar end mirror spacer on it. Place it onto the end in the correct position. Slide your bar end mirror over it, and then reinstall the cap with the bolt that comes in the bag. After you align and tighten your bar end mirror with your 5mm Allen, you should be good to go. Alright, now it's time to go for a ride and test this out. Test out this cruise control. Okay, let me rephrase that. It's not really cruise control, it's a throttle lock. Okay, so before I actually use it, you can't even tell that you have it on here. The bike feels like it always has. So that's a good thing. So already I can tell this is going to take a little technique. I'm going to have to work on this a little bit to really get it fluent. This isn't a 1-to-1 ratio with the throttle, so unfortunately there really is no one twist application here. You do have to thread this out quite a bit to get it to stick. And even when it does, because it's a throttle lock and it's not cruise control, it's not going to keep you at a specific speed. So when you go over hills or up hills, down hills, whatever, your speed will actually vary because the throttle will remain in the same position. So effectively, if you set your cruise control on a flat road, the second you go up a hill, you're actually going to start to slow down in speed. And the opposite of that is true. If you go down a hill, then you're just going to start speeding up out of control. Well, maybe not out of control, but you'll start speeding up. So those are just a couple things to keep in mind with this style of throttle lock. But so it looks like the pinky roll is the correct
technique to get this to stick. That's really it right there, is you got to use like the outside of your hand to kind of roll on that gear to get it to stick. But you have to roll that gear pretty far in order to get it to stick correctly. But you know what? This is an amazing feeling. Whenever you want to back off, all you do is just kind of loosen up on that nut until it starts to slow down again, and the spring returns the throttle to the 0% position. Alright, so I'm in 6th gear, doing 65 miles an hour, and I'm just gonna roll my pinky back until, yeah, it takes a lot of rolling. You really gotta, you kind of gotta dance with your speed a little bit just to get it so you can twist that lock, because it takes way more twisting than the throttle takes to actually get to your desired speed. So really you sort of have to just lock it in place and then set your throttle. You can make minute adjustments to your throttle once it's actually locked, because like I said before, it doesn't prevent the throttle from moving completely. It just it allows a little slip in there, so you can do as I'm doing now and kind of get it in the spot that you like, and then you can make minor adjustments to it. Like I was at 60 going up a hill, I actually fell down to like 58, and now that I'm going down a hill, I'm actually accelerating up to 65. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it right there. But this is great. This is honestly great. I have a little bit more flexibility now. I can set that, kind of keep this arm free. That's something that I've never been able to do on this bike. I'm actually a little surprised. I thought this was going to take a little bit to get used to, but I've acclimated to the action of this throttle lock. The technique actually wasn't too hard to get down. It is a little janky. It's definitely not like a one press and set sort of system, but it's very useful. I'm at 65. I just kind of gently roll on the throttle, kind of get my pinky in there, and just roll that gear right back. And now I got my cruise control set to 60. That's wonderful. I'm at like 61 miles an hour, and it's just holding steady. This is great. So far, I'm actually really liking this. Really liking this a lot. So I'm at 55 in 5th gear. Oh, man. This is kind of a pain, though, I will say. Alright, 55 in 5th gear. Damn. Wonderful. I love that I can just switch hands now. I'm so used to hanging my left hand off and, kind of sitting up a little bit. I know a lot of sport bike riders kind of assume that position when they're just trying to cruise on their sport bikes. The good old left hand off, sitting up on it. But with this throttle lock, I can have any hand off of the throttle. It kind of spares your throttle grip a little bit. Like this is nice. This is really nice. I'm not used to this. I feel like the feeling of cruise control is going to take more getting used to than actually operating the cruise control, which comes to a surprise to me. I thought this was going to be kind of a nightmare. So as I come up to the stop, I roll off of it, and boom, normal slow down procedure. Wonderful. This is going to be very useful when I take trips on this thing. Alright, so I'm at 50. Kind of roll down on this lock real good with my pinky. lost a little speed, so I adjust the throttle, and boom, 50 miles an hour, cruise control, baby. I love it. That was not bad. I feel like this is going to be, activating cruise control is going to be like second nature in a day or two. This is great. This is honestly what I was hoping it would be.
So that's it for the test portion. I really like the Kaoko Throttle stop. Out of 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, I would give this a 3. The reason I'm not giving this a 5 out of 5 is because it really isn't perfect. I understand that throttle stops in design are not perfect when compared to real cruise control, but there were a few things that they could change. One being, this ring is kind of chintzy. I dropped it once, which was my fault, but one drop on the ground, and that's really all it took to leave a huge dent in it, in one of these little gears here. If this was made out of metal, I feel like it would really justify the purchase. This is over $100, so you'd expect it to be a little bit more than just a plastic ring. Another thing is, I felt that the stock setting for the tightness of this ring, I feel like the stock setting is a little too tight. It took a little too much effort to turn this knob at some points. I really had to grasp it with my pinky, and so, you know, first thing I did when I got back is adjust that. That way it's a little easier to spin this ring. You can really catch it with the edge of your hand and activate it now. So it took a little bit of tweaking to get it right. Wasn't as seamless as the Atlas throttle stop, which basically you put it on and it's good to go. This one, it took a little tweaking. Let's see, another reason I didn't give it 5 out of 5 is because it's not a 1-to-1 ratio with this throttle. So really this is 0 and this is 100. This takes quite a bit of turning to get this throttle to really lock in place. See, right at this moment, it's giving resistance, but it's just not enough to lock it into place. So it takes almost a full revolution to get it to stay. The good parts about this is it does exactly what it advertised. It is a very low-key design. It's very lightweight. So it's really not intrusive whatsoever. When you have your hand on the throttle, you really can't feel it there, especially assuming you wear gloves. I didn't feel it there. So it is a very stealthy design. It almost looks factory. So it does everything it's advertised to do, albeit it does take a little bit of technique to activate it, but I guess it's kind of the nature of the device, and I sort of knew that's what this was going to take, because all throttle stops take a little bit of technique to get just right. But oh, and price is another thing. I think this is a little overpriced at, like, I think it's somewhere around 120 bucks. I guess no price is too small for cruise control, but still is a little extreme, especially looking at like the factory Triumph cruise control that you can buy. It's not too much more than that. So, but other than that, it's a great product. I'm so happy I have cruise control now, and if any of you Speed Twin owners out there are interested in adding cruise control to your machine, I highly recommend that Kaoko Throttle stop. As always, thanks for watching. I appreciate the love and support. Give this video a like, and please subscribe if you want to see more. Catch you on the next one. Peace.